Morning is to the Premier. Premier, last week I spoke to you about passing Bill 69 on prompt payment legislation, an important bill. This morning, I'd like to speak with you about another important reform in the Labour file and something that the majority of Ontario residents are asking for, transparency and accountability. Last week, through Quebec's Charbonneau Commission, we learned of union dues being used to rebuild a biker strip club, false expense claims totaling more than $4,000 for a single union executive member, and of course, plenty of connections between union bosses and organized crime. Premier, what are you doing to ensure Ontario union dues are being used in a transparent and accountable manner and not being misspent and misappropriated?
Minister of Labour.
Minister of Labour.
Thank you very much, Speaker, and I appreciate the member opposite for asking the question. He's obviously talking about facts that are being discussed in Quebec and another province. There is no such evidence of any such activity in our province, but I think, Speaker, what's hidden behind the question that the member opposite has proposed for forward is their constant attack on organized trades unions in our province. Is there ongoing effort to bring everybody in Ontario down, Speaker, to make sure that the wages of hardworking Ontarians get lower and lower, as opposed to making sure that we're all reaching for the top and ensuring that everybody's working together and our workplaces are health and safety for every single worker, unionized and non-unionized, Speaker.
Supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. Back to the Premier. Premier, here in Ontario, we have seen our share of interesting union causes as well. We have seen public sector unions using hard-earned dues to pay for anti-bottled water campaigns, to fund student protests in Quebec, to support anti-Israel campaigns, and to fund G20 protesters here in Toronto. This explains why public sector union bosses have fought so hard against any disclosure law that their own membership supports in droves. In a recent survey done by Leger Marketing, 83% of Canadians agreed that unions should be required to disclose detailed financial information on a regular basis. Premier, we know that you take your counsel from one union boss in the province of Ontario, that's Pat Dillon and the Working Families Coalition. Are you willing to side with ordinary Ontario residents and move forward by requiring public sector unions to be open and transparent as to where and how they're spending their own members' dues?
Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Thank you. No, stop. I didn't ask you to be seated to get quiet to start heckling again. Stop, please. Minister.
Speaker, thank you, Speaker. And I'm really having a hard time believing that this is in 2013. We're getting a question like that from the leader, from the opposition party, Speaker. You know, this side of the House, Speaker, we absolutely reject any notion about right to work for less. I know this is the position, unfortunately, the position of the official opposition. Speaker, we believe that unions have an important role to play in our economy. They worked hard towards ensuring that the wages of all workers go up. We have seen the results of right to work for less type of policies in the United States. It creates huge inequalities when it comes to lowering wages and benefits for both unionized and non-unionized workers. And Speaker, on top of this, the kind of policy the member opposite is proposing is going to result in more economic uncertainty in our province and less investors will be interested in investing in the economy, and we reject that, Speaker.